Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633 and we're back with another Star Wars review. This time we're going to take a look at the Star Wars 6-inch Black Series Director Orsen Krennic from the Rogue One 6-inch toy line. Now this is actually a really nice figure, and I think Hasbro did a fantastic job in the overall sculpt of the imperial-like design. But anyways, we're going to take a look at the box first. The box has a picture of Director Orsen Krennic, says that it is number 27 in the line, and shows a bio on the back as normal. Now, we got a very Imperial officer looking design. While it is in the white color rather than some of the other Imperial officers in the gray uniform, it still looks really nice, and I think Hasbro can work wonders in retooling and repainting this particular design for other Imperial officers. The head can move even with the cape attached, and it is actually removable since it is made of a softer plastic. It will not really hinder that much articulation on its own. For now, we're going to take off the cape and take a look at the figure more closely. The design itself is pretty cool, although I'm not sure if it's a molding problem, but it seems as though my particular copy, the actual suit, isn't quite even. Especially when you look at the shoulders, they don't really match at all, and he seems like he's having some kind of slouch on his shoulder, and I think that's kind of weird on the design here. It might just be how Hasbro designed the figure in general, but it is kind of annoying that it does have that problem. As shown earlier, the head is on a ball joint with good range of movement up and down. Can look left and right. Same thing with the tilting, and can go 360. Shoulders are on ball hinges with good range of movement, and relatively tight, although not super tight. He has ball joints at the elbows, with no double ball joints, since he is just basically the standard design here. He does have swivels at the wrists, as well as the hinge, so that's cool. He does have 360 waist articulation, although the belt does kind of hinder it, making it so that it actually kind of snaps back towards the middle. He does have a little bit of ab crunch, but you're not going to get a whole lot going on there. He has ball joints at the hips with good range of movement. Even with the skirt piece on his suit, does really hinder it that much, so that's good. And surprisingly, the holster doesn't hinder it that much either. He does have swivels at the thighs, but they're extremely tight on mine. He does have double joints at the knees and fully articulated ankles. So he does have a high range of movement. His only accessory is the blaster, which he actually used in the film, and I think he did a pretty good job in the film, although the character itself was kind of bland. I did like Orsen Krennic in the film, and Ben Mendelsohn did pretty good with the take on the character itself. It's just the writing on the character was kind of wasn't really all there, but I did enjoy for what he did on screen. So it does work really nicely, and he can hold the blaster with no problems. Now, we'll be back to show a comparison with some of the other troopers in the line. And here's Director Orsen Krennic next to a bunch of the troops. He is a little bit on the short side, but I think that's pretty decently scaled. Since I only saw the movie once, I'm not really sure exactly how tall he was compared to the rest of the troopers. And since he didn't actually stand next to the troopers themselves that much in the film, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what scale he is next to them. Regardless, this is still a really nice display, and if you definitely get a lot more troopers than I do, I think it will look extremely awesome next to an entire army of 6-inch Black Series figures. So in conclusion, I think this is definitely a really nice figure to get a hold of, especially if you're a fan of the character of the film. I think it's, once again, still a really good likeness to the character, and while it may not be perfect, it still has a lot of stuff going for it, especially when compared to the rest of the other troopers. I got this at eBay, since for a while I've not been able to get it in retail. I did pay a little bit above retail, and only recently I actually found it in stores, which is kind of disappointing, but it's still happy to actually get a hold of this figure, and at least I was able to secure it, just in case if I was not able to find it. So anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hero Club and Hero Taku. Also check out Twitter, Darkon633. Please check down the other channels down below, and please don't forget to check the bell at the bottom of the screen in order to make sure that you see the rest of my content go up as soon as possible. Anyways, I'll be back with more Star Wars reviews, but for now, I'll see you YouTube. Bye.